There are moments in life when the mirror doesn't just reflect your image, it reflects your doubts, your hopes, and your deepest questions about who you are. For Essie Golden, that mirror was once her greatest enemy and later became her greatest teacher. Long before the world knew her name, long before her confidence became a symbol of empowerment, she was a young woman searching for her place in a world that didn't seem ready for her truth. Essie wasn't born into fame. She was born into a world that praised one kind of beauty and ignored the rest. Growing up in Florida, she saw how magazines and television defined beauty with narrow limits, tall, thin, flawless. And for a while, she believed she wasn't enough. She tried to fit into boxes that didn't belong to her, shrinking herself to please others, dimming her light just to feel accepted. But deep down, she always knew there was more to her story. There was a quiet voice within her that whispered, "You were never meant to blend in." And before we go deeper into this incredible journey, take a moment to subscribe to Sweet Model's World, where beauty meets courage and every story reminds you that dreams have no boundaries. Here, we celebrate confidence, resilience, and women who are rewriting what it means to be unstoppable. By joining this family, you're not just watching stories, you're becoming part of a movement that uplifts and empowers women everywhere. So hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and stay with us for more inspiring stories of women who prove that confidence is the new definition of power. Because at Sweet Model's World, every curve tells a story, and every story deserves to be heard. Now, let's step into the story of the woman who turned her reflection into a revolution. When Essie moved to New York City, she didn't arrive with fame or fortune. She arrived with faith, vision, and an unshakable belief that her dreams mattered. The city was loud, competitive, and often unkind, but Essie had something rare: persistence. She faced rejection after rejection, not because she lacked talent, but because the fashion world wasn't ready to embrace women like her. Yet every closed door became fuel. Every no strengthened her resolve. She refused to let the world decide what she could or couldn't become. To many, it looked like a struggle. To Essie, it was preparation. She began posting her fashion photos online, bold, colorful, unapologetically herself. What started as self-expression soon became a movement. Women from around the world began following her, drawn not just to her style, but to her honesty. She talked about body image, about confidence, about the pressure to conform. She showed her flaws, her fears, her laughter, all of it. And that authenticity lit a fire. For so long, women had been told to hide, to compare, to compete. But through Essie's lens, they began to see that beauty was not a standard. It was a statement. She turned fashion into a language of freedom. As her community grew, so did her impact. She began collaborating with major brands, breaking barriers in an industry that once ignored women of her size. Her presence on runways and campaigns sent a message louder than any slogan: representation matters. But even as success came, Essie knew her purpose was bigger than modeling. She wanted to create something lasting, something that would give other women the same courage she fought to find. That's how Golden Confidence was born, not just as a brand, but as a mission. It became a model agency, an event platform, and a beacon of empowerment. Through Golden Confidence, Essie created spaces where curvy women could celebrate themselves without apology. She hosted events that turned runways into declarations of power, where beauty wasn't measured by size, but by spirit. Her message was clear: every body is worthy of celebration. Behind the lights and glamour, there were still moments of doubt. There were nights when she questioned whether she was enough to change an industry so resistant to change. But each time fear whispered, she remembered the girl she used to be, standing in front of the mirror, praying for acceptance. That memory became her reason to keep going. Essie's journey wasn't about chasing perfection. It was about embracing authenticity. She learned that real beauty begins where comparison ends. Her courage inspired thousands of women to do the same, to stand taller, to dress boldly, to live loudly. She often spoke about the power of showing up for yourself. Confidence isn't something you find, she once said, it's something you decide. Those words became the heartbeat of her story. Through speaking engagements, campaigns, and her growing online presence, Essie became not just a model, but a mirror of possibility. She represented every woman who had ever felt invisible and turned her visibility into power. She reminded her audience that it's not about changing yourself to fit into the world. It's about changing the world to make room for you. With her platform, she also became an advocate for mental health, self-acceptance, and diversity. Her vulnerability resonated because it was real. She wasn't preaching perfection. She was living authenticity. She showed the world that true confidence isn't loud or boastful. It's steady, grounded, and kind. Her work through Golden Confidence began to open doors for other models who had once been told they didn't belong. She built a space where they could shine, where fashion celebrated individuality instead of conformity. She redefined the term plus size, not as a limitation, but as liberation. And through it all, she remained humble, grounded, and driven by love. She celebrated others, supported upcoming models, and used her influence to lift instead of compete. That's what makes Essie's story so powerful. Her success was never about her alone. It was about us, every person learning to see beauty in their reflection again. Essie Golden's journey is a testament to resilience. She faced rejection, yet she never rejected herself. She faced criticism, yet she never stopped believing in her mission. And because of that, she didn't just change her life, she changed the narrative of beauty for an entire generation. Today, her name represents more than modeling. It represents courage, authenticity, and the freedom to love yourself without needing anyone's permission. She continues to inspire millions online, walking in the truth that confidence isn't a size, a trend, or a brand. It's a way of living. Essie believes that every woman deserves to feel beautiful, powerful, and seen. That's why her story continues to resonate. It's not about perfection. It's about being real, being present, and being proud of who you are right now. She once said, "I stopped waiting for the world to tell me I was beautiful. I decided to believe it myself." And that decision changed everything. Her journey challenges us to ask ourselves, what if the thing you're hiding is the very thing that will set you free? Essie's life reminds us that no matter where you start, your story has power. You don't need permission to be seen, to be celebrated, to take up space. You just need to believe that you are worthy because you are. So if her story moved you today, let it awaken something within you. Let it remind you that you don't have to look like anyone else to shine. Confidence is built, not bought, and the greatest glow comes from self-love. Hit that like button, share this story with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe to Sweet Models World, where we celebrate powerful stories like Essie Golden's, stories that remind us all that beauty has no boundaries and confidence has no expiration. Because here at Sweet Models World, every story deserves to be seen, every woman deserves to be celebrated, and every dream deserves a chance to rise.